Samsung is anticipated to introduce the S26 series early next year, and we've already seen leaked renders via credible sources. Now, it looks like Samsung's own One UI 8.5 software features renders of the next Android flagships. We looked into Samsung's One UI 8.5 software and uncovered a couple of renders depicting the Galaxy S26 series. The first render shows a phone with the codenames N1 and N2, while the second image shows a phone with the codename N3. Previous leaks confirm that N1 and N2 apply to the base S26 and S26 Plus. Meanwhile, the N3 codename has been tied to the S26 Ultra. The S26/S26 Plus render roughly lines up with leaked renders by Steve on Leaks Hemmerstoffer. That means a vertically stacked rear camera system featuring 3 lenses in a camera island. The S26 Ultra render also corroborates previously published On Leaks pictures. That means 3 vertically aligned rear cameras in a camera island, along with 2 extra sensors next to the main housing. This isn't the only S26 series nugget we've unearthed in recent days. We also noticed references to super-fast wireless charging and super-fast charging 3.0 in One UI 8.5, pointing possibly speedier wired and/or wireless charging for the next phones. 1. Most S25 Ultra owners might not feel the need to buy the S26 Ultra. Samsung may struggle to convince S25 Ultra owners to buy the S26 Ultra, the results of a poll we performed show. According to reliable leaker Ice Universe, the only increased specs that the S26 Ultra will have over the S25 Ultra are the new Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip, faster 60-watt charging, a slimmer 7.9mm profile, and a slightly lighter 214 grams body. We asked our viewers if they would consider acquiring the S26 Ultra if they had the S25 Ultra. 824 to 76% of the 1,090 viewers who responded didn't think there would be enough reasons to upgrade. 150 to 14% of the respondents answered they would only upgrade if the price remained the same. Only 116 to 10% of the viewers indicated they would switch from the S25 Ultra even if the price went up. The S25 Ultra is one of the best Android phones of the year, which is possibly why Samsung believes it can make a few modifications to the phone and call it a day. Besides, the S26 Ultra may have modifications that will improve how it feels in day-to-day use, even if the spec sheet implies otherwise. For instance, the device is said to contain the 10.7 GB per second LPDDR5X RAM architecture, which should theoretically boost both response times and camera performance. Similarly, while the battery capacity may remain the same, the usage of the M14 display material could stretch battery life. After all, a phone is more than its spec sheet. As long as it proves itself in the daily grind, it might be enticing enough for many flagship owners to take the jump. Is it that simple? Not really. After all, the S25 Ultra will likely stand up well for years to come, and with a price rise presumably imminent, Samsung will need to provide people compelling reasons to upgrade. Maybe Samsung still has a few things up its sleeve that will convince S25 Ultra users that the S26 Ultra isn't just a little better version of the phone they currently own. 2. Samsung produced a 25-watt wireless charger for the S26 series. As many of you know by now, Qi2 provides 15-watt wireless charging, whereas Qi 2.2 supports rates of up to 25 watt. The entire Samsung S26 series will come with magnets built in and support wireless charging. The S26 Ultra will undoubtedly enable 25-watt wireless charging, while it remains to be seen for the other 2 phones. The information of a 25-watt wireless charging comes from WinFuture. The item is purportedly called the Samsung Magnetic Wireless Charger, and it has a model number EPP2900. We're just not sure if it's a charging pad or a charging stand. There's a fair probability this will come alongside the S26 series early next year. Retailer database shows that the charger will be available in a dark gray hue, at the very least. It also boasts it supports Galaxy S, Galaxy Z, and Galaxy Buds devices. 3. Only the Ultra variant is likely to offer 25-watt wireless charger. Now, if reports are to be believed, both the S26 and S26 Plus will offer 20-watt wireless charging. The S26 Ultra, on the other hand, should be the one to offer 25-watt wireless charging. When it comes to wired charging, the S26 is believed to stay at 25 watt, while the S26 Plus will handle 45-watt charging. The most powerful smartphone in the series will allow 60-watt wired charging, apparently. 4. Samsung now rumored to be employing the Exynos 2600 in the S26 series in just one market. To Exynos or not to Exynos? That is the question for Samsung's next S26 series. And additionally, where to Exynos? We've heard plenty of reports already suggesting many various things. Either only the S26 and the S26 Plus would have the soon-to-be unveiled Exynos 2600 SoC, or maybe the Ultra 2, but only in specific locations. Today, a fresh report muddies the waters even more, saying that all three S26 models will definitely employ the Exynos 2600, but just in one market, Korea. We have to confess we're pretty doubtful of this assertion, considering Samsung has in the past also shipped Exynos S-series devices to Europe. Anyway, the claim is that Samsung has supposedly noted the vitriol its Exynos chips get online across the world, and the seeming preference everyone has for Snapdragon chips. On top of that, the company's deal with Qualcomm purportedly mandates that at least 75% of all Galaxy S26, S26 Plus, and S26 Ultra units sold internationally have to use the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 SoC, or else Samsung will have to pay a very large amount as compensation. Furthermore, the Exynos 2600 yield is thought to not be optimum yet, although yields are improving faster for its 2nm gaming process than they did for 3nm processors in the past. So even if it wanted to, Samsung may not be able to fit more S26 machines with its own processor. We wouldn't take any of this for granted though. Definitely tomorrow another rumor will surface and contradict at least some of this. That is after all how things have been going on this front lately. One of the most pressing issues when it comes to the S26 Ultra is whether Samsung will finally deliver any visible photography advancements. And we just got a combination of good and terrible news concerning this new flagship. To suggest that camera advancements for the Ultra series have been lacking in the past would certainly be accurate. Unfortunately, a recent post on X from user Chunlin8888 hints that the S26 Ultra might continue this pattern. According to the report, leaked software reveals that Samsung will continue to employ many of the same sensors that it used on the S25 Ultra. However, it appears like Samsung could improve the 3x telephoto lens on the phone with the current 12 megapixels S5K 3LD sensor. While this might allow for a boost in quality, it should be noted that the S5K 3LD sensor is the same size as the 10 megapixels sensor found on the S25 Ultra. As so, the difference might not be all that drastic. On the plus side, tipster Ice Universe recently reported that Samsung could feature a wider aperture on the 200 megapixels main camera. This could assist increase the image quality compared to the earlier model by allowing more light to enter the sensor. However, Samsung supposedly has alternative means to improve the photographs from the phone. 5. The Exynos chip could be a difference maker. While the hardware for the cameras may not change considerably, Samsung's Exynos 2600 chip could have a considerable impact on camera performance. This information comes from a post on X from user Spygo, who claims the source is from internal documents and interactions with engineers. Supposedly, the Exynos 2600's image signal processor will be capable of handling a single 320 megapixels main camera or three 108 megapixels cameras at the same time. On top of that, the chip is reportedly tipped to contain an HDR engine that is capable of mixing 5 frames at once, while also being able to handle 14-bit RAM photos. However, there's no indication that the S26 Ultra will contain a 320 megapixels main camera. Instead, this technology could promise considerably greater performance in low light, with photographs having improved quality and better color accuracy. The processor also offers some enhancements for recording video, as it's reported to be capable of 8K recording with HDR10+ support at 60 frames per second, as well as 4K at 120 FPS. Not only that, the chip apparently also employs optical picture stabilization and AI-based electronic image stabilization. Finally, the Exynos 2600 could assist to increased power efficiency, with a leak suggesting that the chip's ISP draws 30% less power than the previous Exynos 2400. Considering that the S25 Ultra has a spot in our top phone battery life list, this might be a huge change for the total battery life. Just bear in mind that the US version of the S26 Ultra is expected to utilize a Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 CPU, though that promises numerous advancements of its own. As with any leak or rumor, we can't take anything for certain until we have an opportunity to test the phones ourselves. Unfortunately, we could have to wait a little longer for that chance, as Samsung's Galaxy Unpacked event is believed to be taking place in late February, which means the S26 series likely won't be available until the middle of March. Until then, let us know what you think about the S26 Ultra's anticipated enhancements and what you wish to see. So that's all we know for now. We'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we have more information. Thanks for watching.